How do you pronounce your name correctly?
Roberto Guzman.
And you're a professional freediver?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, that's all I do basically, freediving. So I would call myself maybe that.
Do you remember how old you were when you learned to swim?
Yeah, I mean, I started my lessons around 5, 6 years old. And funny enough, I mean, before that, you wouldn't believe it now, but I was extremely afraid of the water. Like,
Same here.
I would be so afraid. Like, my parents forced me to go to swimming lessons, and I thank them so much for that. Like,
do you remember what about the water you feared?
I don't know. I guess just afraid of drowning. My mom says she would put me in the, these shallow pools for kids. I don't know how to call them in English, but
the kiddie pool.
Yeah, the kiddie pool. And I would just not let go of her. And this is probably already 3 or 4. Like I'm grown enough already.
Yeah.
Like, but I would be like, no, you want to drown me? You want to drown me? Don't let me go. And I don't know why. What prompted that fear? But I was very afraid.
Was it also the bathtub, like any large body of water, or?
I mean, bathtub, I don't think I saw until much later in life, honestly. But no, I remember, the pool. I don't know if any other bodies of water. But
where you grew up, was there like a lake or a sea or a river, or where did you grow up?
In Colima, the city I grew up in, there's some rivers. They're shallow, but as a kid, before starting my swimming lessons, I don't remember much if I was going or not. I guess yes, but I don't remember, honestly. And the ocean as well. It's like an hour drive from home, but I don't have much memories of it before that. Only after I started swimming and I learned properly how to swim, I'd actually do a lot of open water swimming, going in the ocean. But before that, I don't know.
When did that switch occur? When did you start liking swimming? And how did that switch occur?
I want to say 6, 7, something like that. Because when I was 6, I remember being in first grade. And it must be 6. So that's when I entered like the B team in the school, like for the swimming team, Not the A team. I was there probably for like 1 or 2 years.
Yeah.
Then they put me in the main team of the school. But yeah, probably. I remember going to swimming lessons, and my professor Josue, if you're listening, I remember he would trick me. Like this is a very short pool. It's like, I don't know, 8-10 meters long, maybe something like that. And it has a shallow end and a deep end. And he would start at the shallow end, and I would make him promise that he wouldn't go further than that. And he would just tell, no, just swim here. I will not go further back. And then I would start swimming to him, and he would go further back and back and back. And I would be like crying, literally swimming and crying at the same time. Yeah. And that I have in my mind. But then it got better, of course, and I started enjoying it a lot.
What about swimming did you enjoy?
I've always found easier for me to move in the water. Outside of the water, I'm quite, sloppy is the right word. I don't know if I'm like
clumsy.
Clumsy is the right word. Yeah, sorry. In the water, after I started really swimming, I felt like more natural being in it than outside. I would spend that every day for the rest of my life, at least 2 or 3 hours a day in the pool, like either, training, basically swimming, sometimes just in the evenings, sometimes early in the mornings as well. Yeah.
What was your discipline?
I eventually became a backstroker. Breaststroke, which someone would relate to like CNF, I would say was my worst by far, actually. Yeah, I was backstroker and short distances. I really liked as well like long distances, like open water swimming, but only in open water. In the pool, that would drive me a little bit crazy, too repetitive for me. Yeah. I would lose track of how many laps I've done, things like that. But short distances, I was better at like 50, 100, maybe even 200, but more than that, I was not great. And part of the reasons why I think I wasn't that great at it, at longer distances, is because I was actually holding my breath. So in swimming, you should swimming while you're swimming. Okay, you take your breath with your mouth, and then when your head is in the water, you're exhaling through your nose.
Yeah.
And all the time, I was actually holding my breath. So in short distances, it kind of works because the less you breathe, the faster you go, because it's less drag every time it's more drag every time you take a breath,
Yeah.
And that works for 50 or 100 maybe. But then I would do the same thing. I would still, when it's longer distance, I would still breathe, of course, every couple of strokes.
Yeah.
But I would not exhale in between, Only when I'm doing my exhale, my inhale,
All right.
And I think that kind of helped with my CO2 tolerance a little bit.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, in retrospect, were you hypercapnic training? Or?
Yes, I was doing a lot of that without knowing,
Yeah.
And still, when I go swimming, I still do it. It's a bad habit I have for swimming, but it kind of helped for freediving, I would say.
So how did the switch to freediving occur?
Well, the thing is, it happened at the same time. I would say when I was swimming, that I was training it, I didn't know I was training it, that was just my way to do it. But at the same time, every single time, before my session or after my session, I would do some dynamic, some dynamic. No, since I was a kid, I was 6, 7, 8, and I was doing it. And don't do it by yourself. Don't do it alone. Of course, don't do the same mistakes I was doing back then. I would just go by myself, and as a child, just do it, I'm very lucky I'm here in that way. But yeah, I started doing dynamic snow fins since I can remember. I've been training that.
Yeah.
I had no idea it was a thing, Actually, I didn't even know it was a thing until like 7, 8 years ago when I took my first freediving course.
So how did you find out it was a thing? Because I think that's a theme in most freedivers. We were doing it way before we knew what it was called.
Yeah, I was doing it my whole life in the pool. And then I saw on social media, it popped up. Lemus was going to teach a course in the place where I was living. Very close, like 2-hour drive. I didn't even know who Lemus was. I had no idea freediving was actually a sport.
Yeah.
I was barely in social media then. I was not looking much about it, and it's a freediving course. I was like, okay, I'm gonna take it. And at that time, I was already going to this place to do some depth diving. I don't know exactly how deep I was going, but I always say probably around 30 meters or something like that. I know. Don't do that, please. And a freediving course, I'm gonna take it. So I went. And I had no idea I was going to be with a buoy, with a line, any of that. I arrived with my swim trunks and with a pair of fins like this short and some goggles, no mask, no snorkel. I just showed up like that. And someone lent me a mask. Yeah. I rented a snorkel from the scuba place over there. Yeah. And as soon as I did it on a buoy, on a line, I loved it even more. And I was like, okay, this is my thing. Right. This is my thing. A few months later, I moved to Playa to pursue freediving. Yeah.
Because what was your life like before that? You were a student, or?
I was a student. Yeah, I studied. First I studied in Colima my undergrad. Right. That's the right word for it. Environmental Sciences and Risk Management in the University of Colima, and then I was living in San Luis Potosí doing my master's in Applied Geosciences, and then I left all that and came to pursue freediving.
How long did that decision take? Did you kind of instantly know?
It was quite quick, because I took my first freediving course in January 2017. And then a few months later, I learned in the course you cannot freedive alone, right? That's something I was doing before, honestly. And I was like, okay, I loved it even more, but I cannot do it now by myself. Like, I don't know anyone here that freedives, so I was like, I want to freedive. Then I saw Lemus was doing the next level course here in Bacalar. And I was like, okay, I'm going. Doesn't matter. So I came, that was, I want to say June 2017. I took my course. I loved it. I stayed for a couple more days to train. I got to 40 meters officially. And I said, okay, I love it even more. And a couple months later, I saw Julien from Pranamaya. Now I was following, of course, freediving more. And there was an ad on Facebook, freediving competition in Laguna Canlum. Oh. And as soon as I saw it, the comp was like in a month. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, this is the moment. This is where freediving is in Mexico. I'm going to go. I'm going to stay there. I'm going to meet the people. I'm going to compete. And I'm going to take my next level courses. And I'm going to become an instructor. This is what I'm going to do. And so like a couple of weeks later, I moved to the area. I trained for a couple of weeks. I competed. And I stayed.
Do you remember how you did?
I got to 50 meters. I got to 50 meters in training. In training, in the comp, I went more conservative. I think I did 47 or 48, both free immersion and constant weight. There was not yet constant weight bifins discipline officially, but I did do my bifins. Yeah. And I did some CNF dive to 38 meters, I believe. Yes.
So just to put that in context, that's not entirely normal for somebody to be that deep, that quickly into their career. Is there...
that's what... now I'm more aware of this. Freediving has been evolving a lot in the last few years. But back then I was just feeling it natural and everyone was like, oh, how are you going so deep so fast? And I'm like, I don't know, I'm just diving.
In retrospect, when you look back on it, because that's what retrospect means. Can you put your finger on why you were? Is that talent or is it a special physical gift or what made you go?
I just think
deep so quick?
I felt very natural in the water, because I was in the water my whole life, and holding my breath my whole life. I was doing statics as well. I was doing dynamics, and I don't know.
But there's plenty of swimmers who have real trouble getting below 5 or 10 meters, or who have trouble getting to residual volume or below residual volume.
Well, that's another thing. I'm very lucky in the way that, now when I do very deep dives, I do a mouthfeel. But I remember when I got to 50 right before that competition, I was struggling a little bit, with equalization. It was not that easy. I was on the edge, not riding my ears, but I couldn't equalize more,
Right.
And then later I found out Rick. I don't know if you met him. Rick, he's a doctor.
Rick Ruskin.
No. Rick, he's a local. He was a local in Playa. Sorry. He's a freediver, a doctor. We've met around those times there in Playa. And he looked at me one day and he said, he kind of, what's the word? Analyzed me. Examined you just by eye real quick. And he said, I think you have a condition that's called Ehler Danlos. Okay. And it's hyperflexibility. And in basically your whole body. And it can be, if it's too much, it can be not great for you. But he said, I think you have the right amount of that. And so he's seen my elbows, bending extra high to the camera, or like my.
I'm gonna puke. Stop it.
Sorry. Or my fingers, and he says, I have this. I haven't been officially examined, but he says I have this in my whole body, extra elastin. So my ribs, my rib cage, everything, my lungs as well, everything is more flexible. And he told me I think it's impossible that you squeeze. And to date, I have never squeezed. And let's hope it stays that way, yes. Yeah. And just my rib cage without really stretching. I know how to do it. I teach it, but I've never really gone through all that diaphragmatic stretching, all those stuff. I'm just very lucky in that way that my body is kind of ready to go deep. Apparently. I've never gone through that struggle. So I just consider myself very fortunate in that way.
So is it a cartilage thing or is it a...
He said extra elastin. I mean, just it makes flexible in I don't know if everything, but
How fascinating.
yeah.
Are there any drawbacks to that? Like, do you injure more easily or?
I thought it was having a negative effect. Like, for example, now I started working out, but before I wasn't working out because I did struggle a lot before with, like, for example, if I just did some push-ups, my elbows would die. Like, I would be in pain for a lot of time. Or my knees. Like, I just do a little bit extra. And
because you overflex?
No, on the knees I do not overflex, but my knees struggle. I struggle a lot with my knees as well. I don't know if that has something to do with it or not, but especially my elbows. But now that I started working out last year, I feel like that finally gave me a bit of strength in my joints. So I don't go through that much pain. It's still some, but it's much better now. I don't know if it's related or not to this condition.
Yeah.
As I said, I've never been officially examined, but that's what he told me. He's a doctor, and he said, I think from what I see, like you will never have any of these problems.
Have you? I'm sorry to get experimental with this, but have you experimented with it? Like, have you taken a sled down really deep or?
No. But for example, you put me at 40 meters, I can charge a mouthful, which...
At 40?
Yes, for example. And I think most people cannot do that. I'm not charging a mouthful at 40, just to be clear. But I've tried, like, at 30, it's no problem.
Yeah.
And then I once tried at 35, okay, no problem. At 40, no problem. Okay, I don't want to try deeper, but, like, it's just easy for me to do these things that other freedivers struggle with, but in that way, I'm lucky. Yeah.
Does that also mean, like, when you free fall, do you free fall in streamlined position or?
I do not do like an arrow position.
Like a
No. It depends where I am. In the cenotes, when I got used to free falling because it just gets very dark, and I used to not wear a torch. I start my free fall and I just go like this. Okay, it does make me spin a little bit.
Yeah.
But in the fresh water, I haven't seen it affect my times. Like, and I just close my eyes and enjoy the ride, And I like the feeling of the line touching, like here. I just got used to it. In the cenotes, I used to do that. Sometimes I do that. I go back and forth a little bit in the cenotes. Now that I wear a torch, because now I can just let go of the line and see it. In the ocean, I do feel like that position, like you free fall slower in the ocean, So I don't know if it's just mental or not, but I feel like that position doesn't help me a lot. So, but usually in the ocean you can see, so I just free fall with my arms on the side and looking at the line.
And what's the deepest you've been so far?
With the mono at 110.
110. And nothing feels strange. There's no tension.
I've never felt any pressure in my rib cage, in my nothing. Even when I do like RV dives, I've done dives to 30 meters RV, no pressure in my lungs. Wow. I think just my rib cage just goes by itself. Like,
so you're like a sponge.
I'm like a sponge, part. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, like I hear a lot. A lot of people say, no, I'm trying to get to residual volume, and I feel this pressure, and yeah, I know it's real, but I've never truly experienced it. I just don't feel anything here.
And mentally, like you used to be afraid of water as a kid, do you still recognize that aspect, or is that completely gone?
No, that's completely gone. I don't think I'm afraid of the water.
Not
at all. Not at all. Like, it's my favorite place to be in.
Yeah.
Nowadays, of course. I love it.
So when you're down at 110 meters, there's not a bit of you that goes, oh shit.
No, of course, it can happen that you have this survival instinct come, but I don't think that it relates to any of my old fear of the water.
Yeah.
I mean, it might, I might have to go to therapy and see, figure it out. But no, I love being at 100 meters depth. I would love to go deeper, of course. Like, I don't feel afraid down there most of the times. In CNF, you've seen it probably these last few days. I have some trauma, a little bit. It's been probably my worst experiences. But with the rest of the disciplines, I have to say nowadays, it feels amazing.
But your no fence is so good. What happened there? Can I ask?
Today?
No, but like in general, like you said, I have some trauma. What happened?
Multiple blackouts. My first blackout. I had a streak being stubborn, trying to do some records when I was not in a very good shape.
All right.
Like just being stubborn there, and I had some surface blackouts, some deep blackouts, just like trying to do something that at the moment I couldn't do.
Yeah.
And for example, the dive that I've been trying to do these days, I know I can do it. Like I'm 100% sure I can do it, but on the way down, it's still my brain that's tricking me a little bit,
What do you think that mechanism is?
Well, I don't know. There I can tell you, it's it's not my 5-year-old fear of the water. It's recent, recent experiences, And I think the way to do it is the way I've done, because I've been deeper in CNF, I've done deeper dives, and the way I did it is now when I'm in a place and I'm there to train for like a month, and I'm not working, and I give myself the time to progress, and it goes well. But here I came after several weeks full of work and one training dive, and I don't know. Even though I know I can do it, I just did the pool comp. Right, it gave me even a lot of confidence the way I did in the pool comp. But still, that CNF there, it's I don't know. It's there in the back of my mind. I think but it will go away at some point. So that's what I'm trying. Like I don't want to just say okay, no. I want to keep trying.
Yeah. So if you let's say you are your coach, you have Roberto Guzman as your athlete. How would you deal with that if that was your? Like, what would you tell the athlete in this case?
It depends. Okay, I know. If I'm coaching me, and I know I've done deeper, I know I'm in good shape. Okay, I would still, the way I'm doing it, I would still say keep trying.
Yeah.
Okay. There might be another situation where I know I'm not in good shape, and I would tell myself, okay, maybe don't. But that's a problem. I know I'm in a good shape right now. I've been doing longer dives, and I felt good in them. It's just that thing, that little fear that's in the back of my mind that if I manage to overcome it, it should work.
It's a tricky one, isn't it? As a coach and as an athlete as well. Like you want to push yourself.
Yeah.
And it needs to be a little bit difficult, but you can't push too hard, and it can't be like.
Yes.
How do you find that balance?
Well, it's not an easy balance. It's hard to find that sweet spot, I'm probably not the best coach for myself. Probably the right word to say. Maybe I should find myself a coach, because I've never had a coach. I've never officially had a coach. All I've done by myself, and maybe that's the next step. That's something I'm missing, because I don't know. Maybe it's not the right decision, even though I'm still making it, right? But it's not easy when it's for yourself.
But also, because for a while you were like the deepest diver in Mexico.
I don't think I've ever been the deepest diver in Mexico.
But you had a couple of national records, right?
Yeah, well, yes, in some disciplines I've had national records, yes. But
that makes you the deepest diver in that. But then it's like who can tell you what to do? Like if you're exploring new territory.
Yeah.
In a way, that's always a difficult position, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, for sure. It's difficult. I still need to just keep trying, like.
Do you think part of it is also like we start chasing numbers and ego gets involved?
Yeah. I mean, that's a difficult one for me because I've always been competitive. Like I grew up swimming, as we said, and then eventually playing chess too, and both are very competitive disciplines. So I grew up in competitions since I can remember. So I like that's a part of the sport I like a lot. I like competing, not only with others, also with myself.
Yeah.
Both ways, and I want to go deeper, and I want to go longer in the pool, and let's say in static as well. I'm not sure if I want to. Let's say that as well. Maybe in static too, eventually. But yeah, I do want to go deeper, and the pool I used to not care about it too much, even though I grew up doing it in the pool. But then I found depth, and I fell in love with it, of course. But then recently, well, thanks to Katie, I started doing a lot of pool. I wouldn't say a lot, but more than before. Yeah. And I really liked it. So there as well.
And it feeds the depth, doesn't it? Like,
yeah, absolutely. And it gives you confidence, and it's a great tool. When I arrived in Playa, I arrived with the idea of training a lot of pool 7 years ago. But no one was training pool. Now it's changing a little bit, and some people are going to the pool. But back then, because we have very access to depth, you just drive to the cenote. Everyone just wants to do the fun part, the depth part. The pool, no one wanted to do it. But now there are more people that want to do it, and I'm excited to start doing that.
What is it about depth that, besides competition depth, and besides the ego thing, what is it about depth that you find so appealing?
Well, first, just being in the water, okay, and then being several meters on the water. Even if it's just like 5 meters, or the deep end of one pool, like the piece that you find down there, you cannot match it. I think maybe in outer space, I don't know, but down there it's just you, and that feeling of holding your breath at depth. I would prefer a million times do a hang of 3-4 minutes at 3-4 meters than at static at the surface of 3-4 minutes. It's just a little bit of pressure.
So describe that pressure. What does it do to you?
Well, I don't feel it physically, as we said before. Like I don't feel it on my chest, on my body.
So what's the difference?
But I know it's there. It's I don't know if I have words to explain it. I know I'm at depth. My brain knows it's at depth, and it feels more calmness. It's because physically I cannot say I feel it. Just emotionally, it's there. Okay, and as I said, even if it's just like 2-3 meters, it makes a huge difference.
Do you feel because you don't feel the pressure, but do you feel like the blood shift, or?
Yes, not always. Not always, I guess that depends. Some people, the way they've described to me how they feel, I know I felt it, of course, but I don't know if I'm not paying enough attention to it, but it doesn't feel that much in my deep dives, at least. I don't know. I'm not sure why.
Are you aware of your heart rate slowing down?
Yes, when I start a deep dive, usually at the beginning I'm quite nervous, so I feel it quite high. Then I start going down, and I do feel like, okay, it's going down. It's going down. And then, it never lets me down, of course. It's a mammalian dive reflex, as well. But no, it's...
And is it the deeper you go, the more relaxed you feel, or is there a correlation there?
Not always. I want to say there's a sweet spot somewhere in the middle, because the deepest I've been, most of those dives have been quite stressful. Like I want to go deeper, and I know it's not gonna be easy, and it's there in the back of my mind, and I'm going down like okay, equalize, and it's a lot of things, And shallow dives I love as well, of course, but that spot probably between the 50s and the 80s when it's deep, but it's not crazy deep that I'm worried about, like with the bifins or with the mono. Those are probably the dives that I enjoy the most. Like when I go to Yumkin on a weekend and I have time to do a dive and I put the line 70, 75, something like that I know it's a dive. Like nothing's gonna happen, it's one of the safest dives I could do, and just enjoying that free fall and coming back up without being too tired, but the dive is long enough, it's not too deep. It's those are my favorite ones.
So is the goal to like slowly expand that comfortable depth?
Yes, of course. I need to repeat more. The thing is, where I'm training right now, in Yumkin, there's a max depth as well. We have 90 meters max depth on a good day, after a lot of rain. And yeah, I would like, if I had the chance, I would like to repeat more deep dives, to be more comfortable in that. The only way I progressed, and is the last year when I went to Nicaragua and then I went to Dominica, that I go like 3 weeks in advance, 3-4 weeks in advance there when I give myself the time, and I repeat like deep dives. And finally I did a breakthrough last year because I was stuck for 3 years. I was stuck at the 100 meters exactly, which I had only done once. I was struggling a little bit with relaxation down there, with EQ. But then last year, after, as I said, doing more workout, or actually starting to work out, changing my packing, changing my breathe up, applying all these new things, there was this breakthrough, and I finally was able to repeat more dives at this depth, Before that, I was diving mostly in the 90s, struggling with AQ, getting to 100. But I worked with Federico as well, and that worked quite well too.
Was that part of the breakthrough? Was it like a physical thing you had to do, or was there also like mental work you needed to?
No, it's both. Like working with Federico, I think helped a lot. My mouth was okay. I had taken me to 100 meters, but I was struggling there, and yeah, I got greater control of control I thought I had. Like it opened my eyes to other stuff, and that helped with my relaxation on my dives. Like figuring that out, I think helped a lot, and repeating.
So when you don't have to worry about being able to equalize, that takes away stress, and that.
Yeah, now that I got to 110, you're adding meters, so there's stress in the back of your mind, about it. But I was stuck now at 110 because of that. I believe, like I had tried deeper dives last year, but I couldn't because of equalization. But that's also, I think, because now I'm stressed of these new depths, But I need to try to go back this year and try to figure it out again.
Do you think you'll ever have enough?
That's a good question. Probably not. There's always room for more, I believe. But I don't have a number where I say, okay, this is where I'm gonna stop. I've never thought about that. If Alexei and more people are going to 120, 130 plus, why can't I? Right? So, those people are very strong, like they're the strongest in the world, but it's not impossible. So we'll see.
When you think about like how relaxed you are now at 100, when you started, did you think you'd get there?
No, the first time when I started diving, when I moved to Playa, that I got to 50 meters, I was like, how will I ever do 100 meters? I remember having that thought, it's impossible. But then the body starts adapting slowly. Yes, there's specific training for freediving, but just diving, your body starts understanding and starts saving oxygen by itself. Yeah. You just keep diving and diving and diving, and you get more efficient in the water, with your movement, but also your body itself in the background is saving oxygen in a better way, for sure, I believe.
And you reckon that's relaxation, or is that conditioning?
Yeah, it must be both. The more time you spend in the water, the more relaxed you are, but also your body, our bodies can do wonders. And if your body starts understanding that it needs to save oxygen, it needs to save energy, it starts doing it by itself.
Do you think that's where you're being an instructor and being in the water almost every day, is that a helpful thing, or do you think that's also
it depends, but I do think it helps. It can also tire you way too much, it can burn you. But I do think it helps. The fact of being in the water, and even if you're doing shallow dives for students, multiple dives a day, even if it's your 20, 30 seconds, 1 minute underwater, I do think it helps. Yeah.
How do you balance that? I've never seen you take a day off.
That's a problem. I don't really balance it. It's not easy. I do take some days off, but those days off, honestly, I don't have the energy to go in the water. I feel like I just want to rest.
Yeah.
When I do take my days off to train, is right before a comp. Right. Like last year when I went to Nicaragua, 1 month before. Same to Dom, 3 weeks before the comp. That's when I take completely off. I focus on my training, and that's when I truly progress.
You trust that your base level, your base fitness is there.
Yeah, I think.
And then you can go for.
Yeah, every now and then I sneak in a dive, like I said, 70, 75, 80 meters, something like that.
Yeah.
And that gives me the confidence to, when I go somewhere to properly train, I'm like, okay, I have this base. From here, I can just keep going.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you do get to dive for yourself, is that extra joy, or is there also extra pressure of now I need to perform?
No. You mean when I'm in Yunkin or?
No, but when you get to dive for yourself, those 3 weeks leading up to a competition.
I do put some pressure on myself, but it's not a bad thing, I think. I do set some goals before the comp. Very rarely accomplished, I have to say. Way too unrealistic, but they do help me to stay in track, and I enjoy it. I enjoy that part of it.
Do you, when you look at yourself as a competitor, are you a similar chess player? Are you kind of you aim high?
Yes.
You're ambitious.
Chess, I would say, does help a lot for freediving and in life in general. I do think, you can see the personalities of someone on a chess game, how the person is. Someone likes attacking early, or someone likes to move fast instead of properly taking. Some people just take too long to make their move. Some people take the proper time to make their move. People do faster time controls, slower time controls. You can see how a person is in a chess game. And I see that very much also in freediving.
So what kind of competitor are you?
I think I have a good balance.
Yeah?
I think I have a good balance, yes. I don't like, for example, the 1 minute chess, which is, in my opinion, a bit nonsense. It's not real chess.
Yeah.
You just see pieces flying all over because everyone's just trying to move very fast, And
it's like speed apnea.
Yes, something like that.
16 times 50 nonsense. It's like, what the
Something
fuck,
like that,
what the fuck are we
exactly.
doing?
Maybe people who play 1 minute chess can go for speed up. Maybe. So I like slow time controls. I like blitz, which are fast, but the more recent were like 5 minutes. I mean, maybe for many people that's fast, but 5 minutes is very normal for casual games. But I do like going to slow, long tournaments where you prepare for your game, depending on the opponent that you have. You can go on the database online, and you search for the games, and you prepare according to the openings that he plays, what defense you're gonna play. You need to be ready. Same way I prepare myself mentally for a dive. You know, in this case, in freediving, it's just with yourself, of course. But you do compete against other people, but there's nothing you can do about that, right?
Yeah.
And then in the game, in the longer time control, you really need to make decisions depending on the moment of the game. Like in the opening, you prepared, so you need to move fast to have some time to your advantage. And then at the critical point, you need to take your time to make some like strategic plans, you know. And then eventually you speed up, and it's not easy. Then I mean it's quite complicated, of course, but I think that translates very well into freediving.
So what does an ideal freediving competition for you look like? Is it day on, day off, day on, 2 days off?
I think 2 days on, 1 day off is very good. Like 2 days on, 1 day off. Like here, for example, they're doing it like that, with just 2 blocks, 3 blocks. I like quite a bit. For example, the VB format in my opinion is just too long, like because sometimes you have like 3 days off in between your dives. So it depends how lucky you get with the drawing. I mean, just waiting there, okay, 3 days until my dive is probably a bit too much.
Yeah.
But I think 2 days on, 1 day off is okay. 3 blocks, and depending on the situation of the competition or what your goals are, you can take an extra day off, you know, for example, like there's no harm in that.
So ideally you'd like about 6 competition dives.
Yeah, 6 is good. 6.
You don't get burned out?
I mean, you can, of course, but if you plan properly, I'm not saying that I plan properly all the time, but because many times I do not. But I think it's possible to, as I said, you have the option to take extra days off if you want, if you are smart about it. Okay, there's 4 disciplines. Maybe you want to do them all, maybe not. I don't know, maybe you have a goal of a record, or like you have more options, in my opinion.
Have you ever been to World Championships?
Nope.
Because you get 1 shot, you know? It's kind of like...
I know.
Not sure if that's ideal.
World Championships is not my vibe. It's just too many people. Like, just the fact of thinking it's hundreds of divers. Like, and I've never been to one, but what I've heard, what I've seen, can be a bit messy. I like more chill competitions that I'm gonna go and enjoy.
Yes.
And and the format, it's okay. Not my favorite, but it's okay. Like, it puts extra pressure on you. You have 1 attempt, you know, and you have to perform, and you can see the people that perform when it's necessary, and when it's not. I mean, you can get unlucky, bad conditions there, you know, current, and you don't have another chance, etc., etc. But one day maybe I'll go to one. World Championships.
I was going to ask one more chess versus freediving question. The strategy you apply in chess, do you do stuff like that during your dive as well? Like, are you very specific about when you charge your mouthful, where you do switch to cheats?
You need to have a plan for your dive that I most of the times execute very well if I'm focused enough. But yeah, I have a plan in particular right before my dive, and before my dive, that's all I think about. I go through it in my head over and over again, and then I try to apply it.
How specific do you get? Like kick cycles and everything, or?
Yes, if we're talking CNF, I do start my dive, I do 4 strong cycles on the way down that take me to 10-ish meters or so. Then 4 lighter cycles. I do 5, 6, and then by there I'm at 20 meters. That's when I hear my alarm, but I know I'm at 20 meters because it's my 6th cycle anyway. So I used to dive without alarms, but now I do the alarms just because I think. But 6th cycle, I charge my mouthfeel, then I do 7, 8, start my free fall, and then after that I only have my alarm at 10 meters before my depth, no? And then on the way up, I also like counting my cycles. It does my dive, like, it keeps me focused on something else. It's, I know, for example, for my dive that I'm going to attempt tomorrow, it should be around 23, 24 cycles on the way up.
Right.
And counting makes it go faster for me. Like, I start counting on the way up, 10, I'm already 10. I'm 20 already. It goes much faster, I don't know.
All right.
I don't know, it just keeps me distracted, I believe.
Do you ever get narked and like lose track of?
In what?
If you ever get narcosis and lose track of counts or like lose track of where you are?
I do get narcosis sometimes. My dive in Dominica, the national record dive, the 106 bifins, I don't remember much on the way up. I do remember starting to count, but then it's like, okay, I'm here. When did I get here? Yeah, it has happened. It happens now a bit more when I'm going a bit deeper, of course. But yeah, sometimes I don't notice it much. Maybe I have like light narcosis, but Katie tells me a lot like, you were narked on that dive. Because, my dive was slower. I'm coming slowly on the way up. But also she sees it in my face. Like when I surface. Like there's my narked face and my non-narked face. And, I do feel it on shallower dives, but very light as well. Like if I just had like a couple of beers, it feels very like numb. It numbs my brain a little bit. And I've had one where I saw a lot of colors, of hallucinations. And one that it was kind of weird because it was on the way up from a CNF dive. I forgot how to count, if that makes any sense. I was like, 1, 2, 3, what's the next number? I don't know. Okay, I forgot my number. Okay, safety divers. I made it. Which is weird because it wasn't deep for like strong narcosis, It's probably like a 70-meter dive. So it was a strange experience, that one, I have to say.
Do you think narcosis also has something to do with CO2 buildup? Or do you reckon it's pure nitrogen?
Well, I cannot tell you. I'm not completely sure. I do not know.
But in your experience,
I have not noticed like a difference. Like I wouldn't know to tell you exactly.
Is it part of the appeal for you, to getting a bit narked, or is it something you'd rather avoid?
No, not really. Not really. I think I like more staying present, knowing where I am. Yeah. I don't think it is. I'm not saying I dislike it, but I'd prefer to, if it was possible to just get rid of it, I would get rid of it. I like being more present in my dives. Yeah.
When you say present in your dives, do you don't think about the bottom when you're at 40 or something? Like you try, each stroke is its own thing, and
yeah, no, but yes, but like what I mean is like if I get narcosis, I can just like my brain can go somewhere else, and I don't like that. I prefer to know where I am in the moment.
To be able to count.
Exactly, being able to count it's a thing for me. Being able to count, being able to know where I am. I haven't gotten to the point. Maybe I will at some point, to put some people put alarms every 10 meters,
Yeah.
And I haven't gotten there, but maybe one day I will.
Do you ever worry that holding your breath negatively influences your ability to play chess?
I don't think so. Like, I've stayed in chess. I've stayed kind of at the same level since. I mean, I started studying chess when I was around 15 years old, and probably 3-4 years later, I reached a peak, and I haven't really properly studied since. Like, I just keep playing, and so I'm at a plateau. I'm playing basically the same level since. Okay, so I don't know if it has affected my chess. I don't know if it has affected anything else. I mean, I do feel like I've left all my academic stuff behind, you know, like I don't feel that agile, for example, in math or any of that. But I don't think that's because the breath hold is affecting my brain. Maybe, I don't know. I've thought about it. But maybe, I mean, I've come to believe that it's maybe more because I stopped doing other things. But chess I haven't stopped doing, you know, I keep playing chess. So my brain, in that way, it's the same. So maybe that's proof that the brain is okay.
So you've plateaued as a chess player,
Yeah.
and you've had a breakthrough as a freediver.
Yeah.
How come you broke one plateau and not the other?
The thing is, in chess is way more difficult than freediving.
Says you.
Yes, chess. I mean, I practice both, and chess is one of the most complex things in this world, if not the most complex. Well, it's at least the most complex game. Well, maybe besides Go, but chess. I got to the point where I could get by myself. I'm not saying I couldn't get better, probably not much better, but I'm at the point where I need to hire someone, hire a coach to properly advance in chess. Otherwise, even if I keep studying, because I have tried at some points in life, okay, I'll start studying a bit more. It's by yourself. Basically, anyone who goes by himself is sort of the level that you could get.
So how come you decided to get a coach for freediving and not for chess?
I have not hired a coach for freediving.
No, but like Federico helped, and
no, well, that's true. He helped me with the equalization. I don't know. To start with, a chess coach is way more expensive than freediving coach. I have to say.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Way more expensive than a freediving coach, and it requires way more time than freediving.
Okay.
It's if you truly want to get better at chess, you do have to dedicate many hours a day to study the game, which nowadays, maybe back then, 15 years ago, I kind of had the time. Nowadays, I don't have the time. People who are improving, they're studying at least 4-6 hours a day chess. And even though I love the game, like it's not very realistic to truly improve nowadays.
Here's a stupid question. How deep a chess player do you think you are? Like, if you compare yourself if 140 is the deepest chess player, you're at 80?
I'm probably, I would say, an 80-meter diver, 80-meter chess player, something like that. 80, 90 maybe. I mean, I'm close to 2,000 rating, official FIDE. Only 1% of chess players are 2,000 rated or above.
Okay.
Only 1% of chess players.
So you're in the 98%.
All the rest are like same level or very beginner, you know, or weaker. But of course, that 1%, it's still a lot of chess players, considering 10% of the population, world population plays chess. So it's a bit more competitive in that way, and there's just so many strong players. So maybe I mean, it's hard to say exactly, but I would say probably 80, 90 meter diver, because there's the grandmaster level, which I'm definitely not. Well, there's a world champion, super grandmaster level, which is not an official thing, but some people call these players super grandmasters.
Yeah.
Then the grandmaster level, or an international master, FIDE master, candidate master, and then below that is somewhere where I am, which people would call like strong club player, you know. And then after that, all the rest, which is the other 99% of people. So, yeah, probably, I don't know, maybe 70, 80. I don't know. Nice. It's hard to say exactly a number.
Well, it's also a stupid question.
Yeah.
Like apples and oranges, and Rubik's cubes. But you seem to be. That's a cheap shot, maybe, but more passionate about freediving in a way, or is it just more like it? Just easier to make a living there, or easier to?
It is easier to make a living out of it. That's not the reason why. I mean, freediving is just what I've been doing my whole life, basically.
Yeah.
Chess I started later in life, and I love it, of course. I mean, I love both. But yeah, as a living, freediving is better, and it gives me opportunities to travel and see beautiful places to dive. And also wherever I go, I can bring a chess set, so I can do both. Like here, I was playing the other day some chess game with Scott. It turned out we were giving him a ride to the cenote, and I forget why. I said Magnus Carlsen, who is #1 player in the world, something. I was telling Katie something, and Scott was, "Wait, you said Magnus Carlsen?" And I was like, "Yeah. Ah, you play chess?" "Yes." And I showed him my hat, like, this is how I call my school, etc. And I was like, "Oh, I play chess too." And then later that day, we're playing a game of chess, I always bring my chess set everywhere. There's always someone that plays chess.
Do you, because you teach a lot as well, when you dive with somebody, does that teach you as much about them as when you play a game of chess with them? Is that comparable?
Yeah, I would say so. You can see the style, the way someone dives. And the personality. I mean, I'm sure you can relate to that. Like, you're someone outside of the water, and I'm not gonna say 100% of the time, but most of the times, the person goes in the water, you're like, you're the same guy.
Yeah.
And in chess as well, like explosive person or very calm person. Like you see the people that are like, I move, I press the clock, or you see people like pass, or like people a bit arrogant. They make a very good move, and they're like, they move the piece and then they screw the piece on the board, like, there it is. You see a lot of different things.
Yeah.
How people take wins and losses, and it's quite easy on the chessboard, and also in freediving.
Do you have it too? If you meet a fellow freediver, it feels a bit like a kindred spirit usually.
As a what? Sorry.
As a kindred spirit, like as a what do you call that? Somebody who's similar, and you're more likely to become friends with them, or at least like understand them.
Sorry, can you say the question again?
So when you meet a fellow freediver,
when I meet,
okay, yeah, when you meet someone,
okay.
Do you have that thing where you? How would you say that? You connect to them more easily.
Yeah. Like, I mean, Katie, for example, I connected very well with her when we started diving. Like, she has that personality, Can't think of many other divers. Like Lauren, for example, like she just did an amazing dive today. Yeah. And she came. I met her it's gonna be 3 years ago. She came for a freediving camp that we did in the cenotes, and she got recently started freediving, and she was diving 20, 30 meters, and but we clicked a lot because she's also a swimmer, so that like we got along very, very quickly in that way. Like we shared a lot of because we grew up swimming, and that's one way, like to get along with a freediver. Or who else can I think about? Good friend Gustavo Merlino as well. He plays chess too, and so of course we get along quite quickly. But going in the water, I mean, so many people that more the people that you get along with than not.
Yeah.
Some of those too.
Yeah. When you think about depth, what were your fondest experiences down there?
You mean being at depth?
Yeah. Like, is it like, was your deepest dive your fondest dive? Because so far it sounds like you'd rather be between 70 and 90 or something.
Yeah.
But do you have like something that stands out of like that dive was? Because when I think of you, I think of that 100-meter bifins dive you did in Dominica, and you made it look like a walk in the park.
That was a very good dive. But I think my favorite dive to date was the first time I did 100 meters. This was in 2021, and I was coming actually from Xibalba. That 2021 in Xibalba, it went very poorly for me. I did the first day of the competition. I was trying national record bifins, 92 meters. Had a terrible blackout. Yeah, I had a bad blackout then. So, and I was out of the competition because the blackout was that bad that I was like, Olga was like, "You're now in the competition." So, okay, sad. And my plan was to go to Rotan right after Xibalba to continue my training. And after Rotan, I was going to BB. And so I went to Rotan, and I had this trauma because I had had a tiny blackout before on the surface, you know, but I had never had a blackout like this. So I arrived to Rotan, and I had this in the back of my mind, you know, I was like, okay. But I had like a month before the competition there.
Right.
So I started diving, and it wasn't going well at the beginning because I had it in the back of my mind. You know, I had just gotten my monofin. I mean, I got it like the year before, but it was 2020, so I never got to use it. So it's 2021, and I can use my monofin. So I go, and I'm early turning all my dives. You know, it's like it's not going great, but I keep trying. You know, it starts getting better, and then one day it clicks. It clicks and on an 80-meter dive. Okay, felt amazing. I rest. The next day, 85. Good. Next day, 90. Next session, 95. Felt good. Next session, 100. So it was just feeling so good.
Yeah.
Those that week and a half of these dives, it just felt amazing. Yeah. It's like, okay, 100. I'm at 100. I couldn't believe I was at 100. It's the dive felt beautiful. It felt. I think today is my favorite dive because of how it happened. Like I was having such a hard time. Yeah. And like I think it clicked. Let's keep riding the wave. You know. Yeah. I got to 100 just like a few days before the competition, and I'm like, okay. And then for the competition, like I'm gonna go conservative. I did 95, which felt amazing. I decided, okay, just to be safe, even though it felt amazing, just to be safe. And yeah, I mean, I think that dive is my favorite to date.
So you made friends with the monofin?
Yes. No, I mean, I love the mono, of course.
Yeah. Is it the movement, or is it the sound, or is it the speed, or is it the?
It's that it keeps me more relaxed. Yeah. Like the motion is so. I mean, it comes natural to me because I mean I grew up swimming. So some people struggle a little bit with it because it's not such a natural motion. But if you have the motion, it's you can go so fast with very little effort. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I love it.
Feels like a superpower,
And yeah,
doesn't
you're flying underwater.
it? Yeah.
It's just amazing.
Oh, excellent. Um, do you think of yourself as a deep person?
As a deep person?
Deep, yeah.
Like besides freediving?
No, in general. Like, obviously, as a freediver, you're deep. But do you think of yourself as deep?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, probably in some ways I'm not, but in general, I think I would say I'm a deep person. Yeah.
Do you think of yourself as an extreme person?
No, I wouldn't say I'm extreme.
No.
I don't think so. I mean, maybe some people will disagree, but
That was going to be my follow-up question. Do you think other people would think of you as an extreme person?
I mean, I do think I take my what's the word? Cautions.
Yeah.
Many times, like today, if I were extreme, I could have just gone, you know.
Yeah.
But it just didn't feel right, and I was like, okay, let's turn, and it's okay. I've changed. I've changed in that way. I used to just go.
Yeah.
If I can equalize, I go.
Are there people you would consider extreme? Not just freedivers, but in general?
Sorry, say that again?
Are there people you would consider extreme? Not just in freediving, but like in general?
Other people I would consider extreme. I mean, Katie is a bit extreme. She does a lot of things. I don't know how she does all she does, you know. But I mean, yes, there are many people like. You mean extreme in like they're like in the thing is I don't understand exactly what you mean by extreme. Like in what way?
Like in any way, like physically extreme, say like jump off buildings, or mentally extreme, as in like they go for something 100% and hold nothing back.
Yeah, I mean, there must be so many people in that. I mean, I cannot think of anyone like close friend that is like super extreme. I mean, but for example, Alexei Molchanov is an extreme guy, you know, like is a next level. Or in chess, like Magnus Carlsen, or I mean, people like, I mean, things that can quickly come to my mind, like in chess, like people who play blindfolded games, multiple blindfolded games. That is an extreme that I cannot even like. That's way beyond extreme. For example, like.
Do you think of freediving as an extreme sport?
I don't think so. I never thought about it as an extreme sport. Like, I think it's beautiful, and it does have its risks, of course. But those risks come close to zero if done properly. And I think there are many other sports that could be considered extreme because, I mean, in 1 second, things can go very wrong. I don't know, like car racing, for example. Like a little mistake and you go and crash. Even though if the car is equipped to like take the crash and if you have this suit, whatever, like in 1 second you're just there in flames, you know? And in freediving, I think it can all that could go wrong can be preventable. Like the fact that we're in the water, like, and we're attached to a line, you know, with a lanyard, and we have the safety divers, and if everything's in place, I do not consider it extreme. Some people might, but I do not.
Right. So when you think of freediving and you think of depth, like who do you think is it? Like when I say the word deep, who comes to mind for you?
We're deep.
Yeah, who's deep?
Kate Sadurska. Like, I mean, I'm very impressed by her. She's amazing. Like, I mean, especially because she does the CNF. Like, I mean, and I'm sure she could have gone deeper already in other disciplines, but she's just been focusing on CNF, you know. But I mean, her progression, and I mean, she's been through a lot as well, of course, with crane. So, especially under the conditions that she's doing it as well, you know, extremely impressive.
Yeah.
Careful, it's a very good example.
Very good example of a deep lady. Wow. Is there anything in life that comes close to freediving for you, as in like, are there art forms or music? Are there songs that come close to the feelings of freediving for you?
The feelings?
Yeah, like the calmness and the sensations, or is it its own thing?
Good question. I think I've never compared it to something else. I've never been that much into arts. Like, I honestly don't know. I think it is its own thing. Like, I don't know if I could compare it specifically to something else, to be honest.
Did you ever get into a similar mind frame into a certain zone while playing chess as you do in freediving, or
like focus.
The focus
needs to be to the max. That way. It's another very similar thing between both. In a chess game, you can play a perfect game.
Yeah.
But you make one mistake, and your perfect game is completely turned.
Yeah.
Like you can play 40 moves perfectly, but then you make one little mistake, the other player will take over, you know? And in this case, in freediving, you can be doing a perfect dive, but you lose focus for a moment, you lose your mouthfeel, okay?
Bye.
Like you just lose focus, your mind tricks you, you decide to early turn, or on the way up, you as well lose focus on surface protocol at the surface, etc. Like you, just one little thing, even though you probably did a great dive in general, one little thing can change everything, you know?
So do you think your brain is one that kind of gets to that frequency fairly readily, where you find that flow state of like meeting up to the challenge and relaxing into it at the same time?
Yeah, I would say, I'm not perfect at it, but I would say it works most of the times. Like, same in a chess game. Like, I'm sure I have my slips somewhere, you know. But you gotta take it when it works, right? It doesn't work all the time. Otherwise, I would probably be much higher in the in the rankings, both in chess and freediving, you know. But it works. It works most of the times.
Last question: where do you see yourself in about a year?
In about a year, well, very close to here in Casapnia. In the area still, but in Yucatan.
Yeah.
Yes, we're working, hopefully training. No promises there, but hopefully doing some training and working in this project along with Katie. And that will be. This year, I don't think I'm doing another depth competition. Maybe by the end of the year, maybe we go to Dom. I don't know. Because we want to start the business running, and then we need to really focus on it for a little bit or for a while. So in a year, we'll be mainly focused on that. Yeah. Yes.
So no numbers, but if they come, they come?
Exactly. As I said, this year, I don't think I'm going to another depth comp. So next year, I'll probably be here in Xibalba, or I will be here in Xibalba. So I don't think... maybe in the pool, that is something we have planned for this year. Actually, pool competitions, not depth. I loved the pool more, as I said earlier. So I would like some bigger numbers there, for sure. Depth, probably not in the following year. Hopefully yes, but probably not.
But it's still calling you.
No, of course it is, and I'm not quitting. I'm not quitting. It's just a little short intermediate. What's the word?
Surface interval?
Service interval. Yes, that's the right word. Exactly.
Thanks, man. Beautiful.
Thank you, man.